Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am hustling. I've been working non-stop for the last 10 days, top to bottom, and today it's the afternoon already, and I rented that truck, and I'm about to do a 4,500 mile round trip, coast to coast and back, across North America and back, for the best reason ever, to go pick up my very best pal in the whole wide world, best dog in all the land. That's right, little brown dog. We gotta go. I'll talk more about it on the way. I have no plan, no reservations. I guess I'm gonna head towards Little Rock. And considering it's already well into the afternoon, seems like a good destination for tonight. Throw a bag of clothes together. Really, if you're traveling, gang, you don't need everything. Just a couple days worth of clean drawers and some clean shirts, you'll be okay. Everything else you need, if you find you need it, will be on the road. Got the Bouge RV fridge rocking off the Blue Eddy battery, and I threw my bicycle in the back because when I get somewhere, that'll let me scoot around some of these towns and cities a little bit better, see a little bit more stuff. Is that everything? I don't know. If I don't have it, I guess I'll pick it up on the way, right? It's only 4,000 miles, right? Give or take, 4,500. So we're making a pit stop here at the ranch to grab a few things out of my last adventure vehicle. If you guys haven't seen the Camaro go cross country, well, that was quite a journey. This will be went out, drove back. This will be trips 3 and 4 across the country this year, because 2025 is weird. So I'm getting a little bit of my road trip equipment. Come on, don't break the windshield though. There is no doubt in my mind that this is way more stylish than this, and so is that. But this is going to be way more comfortable and way faster. This is by no means the first time I've traveled across the country without a plan. In fact, can clearly state that I've never traveled across the country with a plan. I don't think I've ever gone from my house to on the road so quickly without a plan. So mentally, I'm gonna catch up. We are headed Little Rock or bust today, which is what an absolutely beautiful day for a drive. It's insane. I'm trying to understand my own reality here. I rented a car yesterday. At this point, I'm a couple hundred miles from home. By the end of the day, if everything keeps going this way, I'll be several hundred more miles from home, headed across this continent. It's really that simple. I'm going to see my very best pal. If you'd asked me a week ago where I would be on this particular Sunday afternoon, I wouldn't have said somewhere in Alabama. But here I am, somewhere in Alabama, and it's very pretty. It's sharp. '57 210 Deluxe. You don't see that every day. We're in Tupelo. It's where Elvis was born. Let's go check out his house. So here we are, Elvis Presley's birthplace. We're gonna go take a look. It's a great stop if you're driving through Tupelo. It's 2 miles from the highway, so it's wild. It's like one of the things that we have in common as people. We all kind of know who Elvis is, and he was just a regular kid right here on this very spot until he wasn't. And I don't know if it matters, but it's neat. All right, we made it to Little Rock. We're in a very unromantic parking deck, but I got here late on a Sunday, so I'm gonna hustle out and try to find some grub, see what we can find. It's Sunday during football season, so I have a hope that some bar food will be around. We're gonna go find out. I mean, this is all pretty cool. I've never actually had my bike on a road trip. The last thing I want to do is get to a hotel and get back in the car to go somewhere. So half a mile away is a little district, so we're gonna go check it out. See what we can get into, find some trouble. All right, there's a coffee shop. We'll take note of that. Start there in the morning, probably. beautiful night. It's like super warm out. Cookies, Charlie's. Let's find something. All right, I didn't really feel comfortable filming in there because it was super rad, and I'm just shy like that. But I'm leaving Sticky's Rock and Roll Chicken Shack, and I'll tell you what right now, their chicken fingers were awesome. It's a really cool place, really nice people. Had a very good time. I'm gonna ride my bike back to the hotel. Got some recommendations on a bike ride for the morning and some coffee. So yeah, if you're going through Little Rock, check it out, because slap up some pictures of the menu. They had condiments galore. So it's like chicken fingers of all kinds. And then on top of that, they got a bunch of homemade sauces. And I'm a condiment fiend. I'm a sauce girl, you know? I'm into all that stuff, so check it out. I shouldn't do that. Not bad for day one. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's bright and it's early. Let's see what this is all about. Hello, Little Rock. Got some coffee and hit the road. Headed to New Mexico today, but not yet. Here we are, the banks of the Arkansas River. Beautiful morning. It's weird. I grew up in a city that has no waterway, which is very unusual for basically civilization at large. So, oh look, that's where those scooters went. What is going on with these sprinklers? Hold on, here we go. Whoa, bang. I don't think that's their intention. But there we are anyway. We survived. Didn't melt or anything. What are these sculptures? It's cool. The base is a kid growing up with a dog. Dog for all seasons. Pro dog. On a mission to go get my dog, so I'm drawn to this sculpture. Yeah, buddy. All right. This is the way art works. It speaks to you the way you need it to, you know? This is all about. I'm really only like a half mile from the hotel. The hotel is right on this bike path. It's a Hilton Doubletree. It's all right. Everybody got to stay there. This is neat. It's very early on a Monday morning. Well, I wouldn't say very early. It should be about, you know, the beginning of rush hour. But it's nice and quiet here, man. And I'm very glad I brought my bike. I don't know. I'm gonna cover a lot more ground than I would just hoofing it. Just kind of looking at the city, seeing what's what, getting a sense of it, you know. Get some coffee, we'll hit the road. We'll go do this in some other town, some other place, in some other state, somewhere due west, you know? I've been hit by like 10 sprinklers. They're just everywhere. Things are ambitious. So we're obviously gonna go across this old railroad bridge, right? Like, how neat is that? Whoa. This is awesome. Like, absolutely awesome. What a neat town. What a neat bridge. Weather's great. It's a Monday morning. I feel like I kind of have the city to myself. I can see the people rushing to work and stuff, but that's not me today. So it's really cool. This is really cool. We're just kind of walking it now because it's like, what's the hurry? You know, I saw a sign for that from the highway, the Downtown Little Rock RV Park. I thought it wouldn't be real, but there it is, just on the north bank from downtown. The spools for the cables for this bridge to lift up. Built in 1899. Clinton Presidential Park Bridge. So here we are at the William J. Clinton Presidential Library. It's kind of neat. I've been to the Carter Library in Atlanta. I'm not going to be going into this one because I don't think they're open, but hey, you know, here it is. It's like a neat area to sit down over there by the big 42. It really looks like a Jackie Robinson logo. Arkansas River Trail, Big Dam Bridge, 7.1 miles. Two Rivers Park Bridge, 8.8. Pinnacle Mountain State Park, 15.6. That's really cool if these all connect and you can go cruise for 15 miles. See some other bridges and end up in a park. Super cool. Let's go find some coffee, team. Java, 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 Java. Fidel and Company Coffee Roasters. We should go try them right now. Yes, please. Look at this thing. Man, this place is awesome. I passed a coffee shop last night and I was like, oh, that's where I'm gonna go. But a little bit of adventure, you never know what you're gonna find, man. Pumped about that, but that's for later. Single origin Ethiopian pour over coffee. It's full-blown coffee snobbery, but man, it's an excellent cup of coffee. All right, it's precarious. I got a coffee, you guys, and my bicycle. Anyway, that place is awesome. Check it out, Fidel and Company. Excellent coffee. All right, we rode back, didn't even spill my coffee all over myself. They even got a submarine over here, but I didn't see it until just now. They're sneaky like that. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. And just like that, we are headed west again. Check out this bridge. Little Rock was a huge success. I mean, I got to bike around the city, super accessible, had delicious chicken fingers. Everybody I met was super proud of what they were doing. Like the chicken finger place is also a rock and roll venue, so they gave me a little tour of the stage space and the types of venue, the types of music they have at the venue, that kind of stuff. And then this morning, you know, I rode my bike around and got a delicious cup of coffee, and the guys at the coffee shop were not pretentious, but they were really proud of what they were doing. And I always love going to small businesses and seeing people jazzed up. Sometimes you strike out on the road. I would say we were batting 1,000 here in Little Rock, and we were headed to a tiny town in New Mexico that used to be, well, it still is on Route 66, but its heyday sort of ended when I-40, which we're going to take most of the way out there, bypassed Route 66. So our destination's about 10 hours away. I keep seeing these signs. I don't know what what that's all about, but I feel like we should find out, right? Robertson's, you're advertising ham sandwiches. They had one that said turkey sandwiches and jerky. So we're roughly 6 hours still from our destination. We've been on the road for about 4 hours-ish. So, you know, ham sando's not a bad idea. I mean, look at that place. The Sinclair dinosaur over there. Love those dudes. If you don't try, then you'll never know, right? It says they're open. Let's see what it's all about. Man, am I excited about this. Look at these classic sandwiches. They were not kidding. They were advertising ham sandwiches and turkey sandwiches. What's going to make this really special is they cure their own hams and turkeys and sausages and everything else. So I walked in, I said, hey man, what should I get? I saw your signs on the highway. He said, our most popular are the ham and the country boy. And I said, I'll have one of each. And there they are. So yeah, it's like, you know, the cold cuts you get at your grocery store, except these are hopefully super legit because they made them. I'm really excited. We'll get back to those in a little bit. I got some driving to do. So it is wild. Our destination, that right there, is Route 66. We are running parallel. You can see right there on the map. We are cruising right along next to the historic route. We're going to do that the rest of the way to our destination, which is indeed on the historic route. I'm a cured meats aficionado. I am a sausage appreciator of all kinds. Every culture has cured meat in one way or another for preservation, and that's created a culture's worth of recipes all over the world. So what's so exciting about this is, like, basically it's a simple, super plain cold cut sandwich, but every part of it they make. Like, that is no store-bought, mass-produced, factory-made stuff. These guys know what's up. Got some jalapeno mustard, too. That's one of the things about being on the road. It's kind of uncomfortable. New places, strange environments, but that is entirely the fun of it. So, if you can get outside of your comfort zone, you know, find stuff that you'll never get to try again. Or you may never get to try again. Or, like, you know, I'd probably stop in there if I passed through again, but I'd also be looking for new places. And I know it can be super tempting to, like, stick with the same hotel chain and to stop at McDonald's because it's always going to be the same no matter where you are, which is the entire point. That's the comfort of it. But there's no adventure in it, you know? But if you need the comfort, take the comfort. If a good sign on the highway catches your eye about a ham sandwich, that's not something most people advertise, so I thought, got to have that. And I was right. Man. So good. I mean, we're still about 100 miles from civilization, but there's 66 still running parallel to where we are. And if you just think about it, man, like, imagine being out here in the middle of nowhere in 1955 trying to get out to California. Like, that was how you did it. And it's beautiful, but it's a little intimidating, you know? Getting excited again. Perfect. I'm like really stoked that the weather might work out for Cadillac Ranch. It's always a good place to stop. They got Cadillacs, you know? That's how you can tell. Those Cadillacs are in way more better shape than the ones we're about to see. Those are cool though. God, I love them. Something about Cadillacs, man. Something about them. There they are, right behind me. Maybe they'll get a closer look. They were actually moved from their original location. I think they were originally done in '77 and then moved here in like '97, maybe it was '74. But anyway, 20 years later, they were moved to escape, you know, I think urban sprawl took over the original spot. And I think there was some kind of, you know, under the cover of darkness element to it. They're actually selling spray paint right here, so everybody can be, you know, some kind of vandal. All right, their world, I'm just living in it. Jeez, I feel like they're in much worse shape, but it's just peeled off. What do you want in the front? Too deep. Take a picture of this one. Yeah. That's what they pick the book. It's open, smile. There's we send you. What's that look like? Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's hard to believe this used to be a 1960 Cadillac, and you can tell by the roof, it was the flat top 4-door hardtop, which is cool. It was cool, you know. That's a 59 Cadillac right there. What's left of it? It goes down in order: 58, 57, 56. Where do we go from? So if that's, go by the fins, definitely 59, 60, 61, 62, so 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53. But no sense in being mad about it. It is what it is. If painting them is the tradition, then, well, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna have a bad day over it. Basically. Oh, say it. Let's just. But there is something a little bit silly about selling spray paint at the venue, you know? I can't put my finger on it, but it feels bogus. So this is about 15 minutes outside of Amarillo, headed west. And Amarillo seems to me to be like the epicenter, the Vegas of suburban strip mall restaurants. They got everyone you can possibly think of and more, and they all seem bigger because it's in Texas. But I really do think it's neat out here, and it's worth coming to visit. And if you're passing through, I mean, those things are worse for wear, so we'll see how long they last and what they do when they start to completely disintegrate and fall over, you know. It's not unlike an old car to break in half. But here we are in a wheat field, open to the public, and it's totally free. And It's a stop that you can do. You've probably all seen pictures of it. And well, if you haven't seen pictures of it until now, you have right now seen some video of it. So here we go, Cadillac Ranch. I think we're heading into some storms, but it will be what it will be. Onward. I can't remember the name of the town again. Here we go. Starts with a T on Route 66. It's gonna be great. Tucumcari? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Apparently, if you sell tourist spray paint, they take their liberties. Somehow I feel like the Jersey barriers in the street with the spray paint are somehow more interesting than the paint on the cars. The cars are more interesting than the paint, in my opinion, though they are out in the field. But the very amateur graffiti is kind of interesting out here on the street. It goes on. Sun just broke through. It's absolutely stunning out here. I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, I've got 8 hours of driving in the rain, but I'm happy to be right here, right now. Like, wow, just look at it, you know? If that doesn't call you out to the road, man, I don't know what will. Maybe a good ham sandwich. All right, 80 miles to go. Let's see if we can beat that sunset. 33 minutes, 2-hour destination. I hope it's cool, because it'll be a bummer if it's not, because we're staying there anyway. No reservations, you know, you gotta gamble, you roll the dice. Man, this is neat. All right, we gotta go check in. We are at Motel Safari. We're right across from the Blue Swallow Motel. It's neat. Let's check it all out. Believe it or not, I pulled in right in front of the room that we're staying in, room 40 here. All right. This will absolutely do. The radio's on. I mean, super neat, super clean, super excited about it. There's like 2 restaurants in town. They're gonna close sooner than later, so we're gonna boogie down there and see if we get some good eats. And then we're gonna explore this town tomorrow, probably. I'm gonna get my bags inside just in case, but I feel pretty safe around here. This is awesome. This is awesome. Motel Safari. This is not a dud. Awesome. So that place has been open since 1939. Changed hands most of the time, it's been restored. They got little garages. How's that for a motor hotel? Couldn't really get through their website this morning. I was trying to book a place, but I'm very happy with the Safari, which is across the street. Anyway, as usual, jumping on my bike, I'm heading down to Dell's, which is about the only restaurant that might be open. It's okay, we got a ham sando left over from earlier if we end up in a pinch, but it's a beautiful night. The weather's just right. Feels like a touch of fall. We got some stuff like this. Everybody decorates their joint with old cars here. Let's go check out Dell's. We'll see you in a minute. Man, can't believe it. We'll take a look at this tomorrow, but that's a Mercury Parkland Cruiser, 4-door hardtop, and That is what made me fall in love with four-door hardtops. It's on an episode of The Twilight Zone, The Hitchhiker. Saw it when I was a kid, and that was the first time I ever saw a car with 4 doors, have the windows roll down with no post in between. I don't know that I've ever seen one in person. So yeah, I know it's dark, but I'm riding my bicycle and I'm having a really good time looking at stuff. Oh man, that sign fell over. Wild. So this is Dell's. It's obviously where it's at. Let's see what it's all about.
All right, Captain's Log. Dell's was awesome. I sat at the bar because I usually choose to sit at the bar while I'm traveling because the bartenders are usually more conversational and have more time than the waiters and waitstaff. So you can learn a little bit about, you know, the town that you're in or the place that you're in. But on top of that, other solo travelers tend to stop at the bar. Really great conversation with a dude named Gabriel, who is traveling the entire route, solo mission, in a Prius from Chicago, and we just happened to collide here at Dell's. And we traded a little bit of travel stories and experiences and advice, and you know, I think that's the whole thing about being out on the road. Like, you get to meet new people and strangers and learn a thing or two, and well, it's a huge opportunity. So if you're in a town like this on Route 66, you're very likely to run into other people that are on an adventure that may have something to offer you and offer them back, and well, you know, enrich your whole thing. So thanks, Gabriel. All right, I'm gonna shut her down.
Good morning, everybody. It's early. It's trying to get bright. A little overcast, but yeah. I mean, what a great night. Rolled into town, super clean, super cool motel. Had dinner at Dell's, great conversation, and now I'm crossing the street to a little coffee joint here. And then we're gonna go for a bike ride and explore the town. I think we're headed to Sedona today.
Let's see what this place is all about.
Man, another huge win. This place is super cool. Just down the street is Dell's, which is an institution. And then later in the morning, go over to Carlson's Bakery and stuff. They had a huge breakfast menu, but I ate super late last night and I could not resist. Ham and Swiss roll and a piece of lemon cake for later. Cup of coffee. This is a huge, huge, huge win, especially like in the tradition of traveling west on 66. Like, it's a great place to stop for a night. It's got what you need. Neat stuff to look at. Good place to stay. Snack foods for the night, snack foods for the morning. Man. Gorgeous. There's definitely places to stay, and if you want to get into the business, I'll bet one of these hotels could be had for a song. You just have to put a ton of work into it. A couple of Edsels. Two-door hardtop though. There's so much of its abandonment that's still here, but there's so much of it that's still alive. So it's not, you know, the history's not erased at all. It's right on the surface, but the revitalization is also kind of happening. Apache Motel, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Well, let's see if I can find some research on this. This sign is massive. It's really big. Look at all the light bulbs that went around it. Incredible. Looks like they're putting in new patio doors. I hope they get it off the ground. I didn't mean that the way that it came out. Get it off the ground.
don't know what the heck going on here. This is an old hearse, maybe an ambulance. They cut the top off. There's a radiator in the back, so maybe they had an engine in the back for a while. Well, neat. I don't get it, but I want to know what these guys are up to. I could have hung out with them, that's what I'm saying. Really neat design with the garages attached, you know? Unnecessary, but clever, and does set it apart, that's for sure. There is such a great irony about the motel, the motor lodge, you know? It's so incredibly convenient to have your car parked right outside your room. They have a reputation for being like seedy and out of style, but man, it's so convenient, and your stuff's right there. Wasn't worried at all about somebody messing with my car because it's right outside my window. And just the hassle of like the chain hotels that are in style, like the La Quintas and the Home 2 Suites and all that stuff. They're plenty fine and nice to stay in, but they're so much less convenient than a really neat place like this. So I hope there's a trend. I hope these things get revitalized, because nobody wants to be in a seedy motel, but this one's not. And the convenience of a motor lodge is absolutely awesome. Anyway, I love this place. It's great. Highly recommend it. Look at all this. One of those vibrating exercise machines. Communal fridge. Old school Kelvinator, actually. That's awesome. I didn't even poke my head in here last night, but the guy said, you know, there's laundry if I needed it. You can put your stuff in the fridge overnight, and it's just no charge for the laundry. Like, think about that. Here in America, they're not getting you for every penny. They're just offering it to you in case you need it on the road. All right. Here we are leaving Tucumcari? Not sure, but it's awesome. I am sure that you should check it out. Jeez. I mean, you really can feel it. It's a pretty wild thing. We're about to barrel onto Highway 40, and you know, it's just like the movie Cars. That's what it's all about, is how 40 bypassed the town and people stopping. The crazy thing to me about it, though, is this town is not, it's like right next to 40. I mean, it runs, you don't have to go out of your way, you know what I mean? And I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if they decided not to build an exit. Well, they had to build an exit because I got off on an exit. I don't know. I've stayed in Gallup, which is right on 66, but I will say, like, on the Route 66 side, it was pretty destitute. There was really nothing going on. But on the other side, when you pass 66, then 40, it was every one of those chain hotels, chain restaurants, and they were all packed. Nobody was venturing over to the 66 side, but they were within a mile of each other. So, you know, I know that some towns really did get bypassed without major exits, and they put up travel plazas and stuff like that sort of took the business. But yeah, this was no more out of the way than stopping at any of the chain hotels, but it was way cooler. Everybody was super nice. Again, just like in Little Rock, they were really proud of their businesses. They were proud of the history of the businesses, and you know, you met people that had worked there a long time, and I'm without a doubt certain that the man that met me at the front desk both yesterday evening and this morning owns the hotel. And he goes home at a certain time of night, but he gives out his phone number just in case you have any trouble, which is like, business doesn't get any smaller than that. Interacted with the owner, and I'm overwhelmed with how great it was. Man, the sun is out. We got a beautiful view of all of these wide open spaces. I just love this part of the drive, and it's only going to get prettier from here, but I can't help but think about where I am and what I'm doing. I mean, I'm in a car driving on an interstate, telephone lines running down the side, like 100 years maybe, like all of this technology. Before that, you know, they were paths, people were moving, animals were moving, all that stuff. But as far as like this version of this way of life, it's so recent in human history, and this land is just, you know, looking over those hills, this is just how it's been, and that's kind of cool. I don't know if that makes any sense, but when you get out into these wide open spaces, civilization's footprint on it is very visible now, but compared to how long this has been looking just like this, you know, this interstate system is just a blip. Electric lights and electric power is brand new. Look at it. I mean, if that doesn't make you want to get up and walk out of your cubicle right now, like, I don't know what would. You know, I'm flying by the seat of my pants financially and on this trip, but I'm glad I'm not in an office right now. Really glad. It's amazing. This area, the southwest of the United States, is just a wonderful place to drive. Wild. Phillips 66. This is Route 66 right here, and we'll go look at the plaque. We are at the Continental Divide. We learned about that in elementary school, you know. That's neat, and we are standing right on Route 66. Beautiful. Whoa, we are in another wildly different world here. We are headed, gee whiz, look at all that. We're headed downhill, surrounded kind of by ponderosa pines, but this just opened up into this vista, so I don't know how much elevation we've lost so far, but man, it is a totally different landscape, different from everything else we've seen on the trip, and it's beautiful. Wow. This is weird. I mean, I guess I should have known. I'm not mad about it, but it's so weirdly suburban. It is so very, very, it's like Gatlinburg, kind of, in the touristy sense, but like, it just feels really, 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 really suburban. Starbucks, past a Whole Foods, you know, which I'm not mad about it, but I think I'm surprised to come out of the national park to it. And I also think that, you know, some of the other very famous places like Monument Valley, which is beautiful and all that, it's Navajo land, so it's not developed in this. Well, this, I feel like I'm in a suburb of Phoenix, because I guess I'm in a suburb of Phoenix that just happens to be very pretty. Where some of the other spots, like if you go to the Grand Canyon or Horseshoe Bend, you're in the middle of nowhere. It's wide open spaces and lands, and there's beautiful vistas here, but the main drag is taking me through, like I'm in 4-lane traffic. So, but hey, that's how you figure stuff out, man. I didn't know anything about it. I'm gonna have a good time here. We're gonna take it all in. It's gonna be beautiful. I mean, but we got some exploring to do. We got to figure out how to get out of this a little bit and more into the mountains. And then we'll come back to this and find a good patio to watch the sunset and have some snacks, you know? All right, just made it to the hotel. It's right off the main drag, but it's like, Main road's right there, but this garden just secludes everything. Really neat ironwork. This is unreal. It was under 200 bucks. I'll put the price in somewhere. Everything in Sedona was over 350, which makes it 400 with the taxes. All in, this was under $200, and let's boogie. Got about an hour before sunset when I'm trying to ride the bike over to a scenic overlook, which is a couple miles away, a couple miles back. Find a place, grab some snacks, watch the sunset, you know. Obviously, I'm on a mission to go pick up Little Brown Dog, but we're gonna do our best to enjoy some of this as we go. If I was purely sightseeing, I wouldn't be boogieing nearly as fast, but we're on day 3, whatever. I've done 26 hours of driving, so, you know, still seeing plenty of cool stuff though. And we're off. It's Bike-O-Vision. I mean, the hotel is super quiet, nice, but you pull out on the street, boy howdy, you're in the burbs. Oh, look at what's behind me. The ride back is gonna be out of control. There's so much the other way too. That main drag sort of splits. You know, two beautiful mountain vistas. Ow. Hit gravel, I'm wiped out. That sucked. Oh man, well that's what you get. Oh, went ass over tea kettle, as it were. I was looking at the mountains, holding a camera, riding my bicycle one-handed, and I went right into this. And I landed on my butt, but on my water bottle that exploded. I was most worried about this camera, which took a beating, but I think it's okay. If it's not, well, that's what I did. I'm an idiot. All right, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. I mean, what I was doing was dumb. There's no question about it. But sometimes when you're dumb, you make mistakes. And sometimes those mistakes hurt. This one hurt, but I'm all right. Let's ride down to the overlook and see what it's really all about. We're very close. We almost made it without dying. Man, I haven't fallen off a bicycle in a million years, not since I was a little kid. It almost feels nostalgic. It hurts, but it's nostalgic. But look where we are, man. Nobody's here. They're all driving in and out. But here at this scenic overlook, we have all this to ourselves. I'm definitely glad I brought the bicycle. It's an entirely different experience, you know? I'm sure that there's good stuff wherever these cars are going, but for right now, I have all this to myself because none of them are stopping. Yeah. Just gonna watch it for a minute, you know? That's why we're here, just to look at it. So we're up in northern Arizona and just like taking it all in. You know, there's a joke and country songs about oceanfront property in Arizona because, well, there isn't any, you know, and it's very landlocked, and we're on the northern side of the state. Like we're way up there. But 350 million years ago or so, well, there was beachfront property right there. They found the sand and the shells and the creatures and the fossils and all the stuff that at some point this was a water ecosystem. You know, it's just, maybe it will be again one day. Like, it's just, the earth is a wild, crazy, wonderful place. And you sit here and you stare at it, and like I don't like, I don't know how you wrap your head around it. I can't. All I can do is look at it and say, wow. Wow. All right, team, we are on the road on a scenic highway back towards Phoenix. I don't know why I'm saying back, because we've only gone one direction, which is west. I debated going up north toward Barstow and catching up with 66 again, but this drive, at least the section between Sedona and Phoenix, seemed like it might be really pretty. And so far, so good. It's not disappointing. We're 7.5 hours from our destination in Los Angeles. We left Atlanta on Sunday in the afternoon. It is now Wednesday in the morning, and we will be in LA. And that's a pretty fast coast-to-coast trip. But so far, we've done nothing but see cool places. Like, everywhere we've stopped has been pretty cool. Sedona, Tucumcari, and Little Rock all were victories. So the purpose of this journey was to get there, but we have not missed an opportunity along the way, which is a great thing. And we got to turn around, and we're going right back, and we're going to take a different route and see what's there. $320 miles from LA. This is where stuff starts to get few and far between out in Arizona. So the next stop was 50 miles from here. I mean, there is not much out here, but it sure is pretty. Man, we're not there, but we're getting there. The city way in the distance is Los Angeles. So we can see it. This last 2 hours is always difficult. You're in beautiful desert for a few hours, then you roll into heavy traffic suburbs for like 2 hours. Maybe 45 minutes out, we'll be right there under the Hollywood sign saying hello to the dog. Can't believe I left Atlanta 3 days ago. Sunday? It's Wednesday afternoon. I left Sunday afternoon. Across this whole continent. Incredible. All right. Well, we're in LA. If you can't tell by the fact that LA is right there, you can tell by this traffic being right here. But you know, we made it. We're a few miles on the 101 from being back in Hollywood. Oh man, there's the Hollywood sign. We gotta go 1 mile up that hill, and we will see the little brown dog. Finally, after many days of travel. Hollywood. Here we are again. Oh, 2025. Oh, we made it. Wait, I gotta close this. I gotta get my things.